these ideas or give some input. We'd love to, give us your permission to talk about what you say, on the air, and we'd love to discuss your ideas and things like that. So, we are also now available to be downloaded and listened to on iTunes. So just look for Truth and Madness on iTunes, and you can find us on there and subscribe to our podcasts and download and listen there as well. All right, I'm going to move on to the third topic under Mystery and Madness, and this is just kind of a follow-up from something we had discussed in a previous show. If you've been listening, we had done a show from a local bowling alley. We went there to bowl, of course, but we also went there because, somebody was talking about some weird footprints behind the bowling alley that seemed to lead out of an area we refer to as Werewolf Woods. I'm sure you've heard it before from us. And concern was some of them reported that the footprints actually seemed to lead into the back of the bowling alley. So we went there and checked it out, and we had one of our people, in the back while we were inside, getting some information from some people, and basically what follow up on the bowling alley footprints or the bowling alley Bigfoot prints is no dice. It definitely appears that wind and the melting of the snow from the warmer temperatures seemed to have simply expanded the shoe prints and from people walking behind the alley. We did trace the tracks, and they led to the back door of the building for sure, but they turned into actual shoe prints in ice that was frozen under the snow. I'm sure you've seen them before. People walk in snow, later, rains and freezes on it, and it turns to ice, and the actual shoe prints were in the ice. So, sorry, no Bigfoot sniffing out food at the bowling alley. So, anyway, if you guys are wondering about that, that was an update on that. All right, I got another song for you here coming up. It's called The Last Ones Left by Bless the Fall. Another band. They're kind of hard too, so some of you may not like them, but a lot of their music's good. So if you take a listen, see if you like it, and you could check out their music on iTunes, of course. Bless the Fall is the band. The name of the song is Last Ones Left.
If we're going down, we all go down together, and that's the way it is. And I know we'll stay like this forever. I'm standing here, I'm standing by your side. I've come so far to let this slip away. Something left for you. There's something left for you. If we're going down, we all go down together. That's the way
All right, last one's left. My bless the fall. So again, tell us what you think. Find us on Twitter at truthmadness0. Email us truthandmadness@hotmail.com and let us know what you think. Also, remember, if you're listening to us live on Spreaker, you can chat with us via the chat feature on Spreaker. So, with the live broadcast, so please feel free to do that. We want to talk about the some news. The missing flight MH370. This is kind of crazy. Everybody's talking about it. It's kind of crazy. Weeks have gone by and there has been no word of the plane. Other than the fact, other than that they keep, repeating the last words of the pilot. The apparent change of course, the turning off of the plane's transponder. There has to be a reason for this. They say that pilots, they're trying to excuse the course change by saying that pilots often program in, multiple emergency course changes in case there's a problem. But the manual turning off of the transponder indicates to me that the pilots were somehow involved in the pilots or somebody that may have hijacked the plane was somehow involved in the disappearance of the plane. I think that on this plane was somebody or a group of somebodies who happened to be valuable to someone capable of hijacking a plane, and that we need to figure out who it was, who they were that was valuable, who wanted them, figure out if they did want them and did hijack the plane, what would be the best way to get them off the plane and then dispose of the plane and the other passengers afterward without being seen or discovered. This would have had to be done very quickly because once the plane disappeared, obviously radar, satellites, tracking stations from around the world would be honed in. I'm sure military as well as civilian would be honed in on this area trying to locate this missing plane. So whatever they did, it had to have happened very quickly after the plane was supposedly reported missing. So I think that's probably what happened. There was probably, if the plane hasn't turned up yet, it was probably taken, landed somewhere, hidden, and obviously if there's 200 and some passengers, it's either a massive hijacking for which nobody wants to take credit for, which defeats the purpose of hijacking altogether, or there was someone or something of value on that plane, or a group of someone's of value on that plane that someone wanted, and those people have been kidnapped. We hope and we pray that the other passengers are in some way alive, but most likely we tend to think the worst in that regard. So if you're from the government and you're listening, if you answer those questions that we had just posed, you will probably find your missing plane. It'll probably be light a few people, but we think that that's probably the case. It could be anybody, with a interest in people on that plane. As I understand it, there's a group of 20 people from one company on that plane. Kidnapping a large group of people from one company that has to do with technology of some sort or another would, I'm sure, help some country or organization in some way. It was either terrorists captured the plane, with the help of, operatives they may have had on board, or possibly, paying off the pilots to do the work for them. Maybe they're part of the plot. If it wasn't that, then who would want the plane? Or was it simply a mass UFO abduction? Again, there's been reports of several of those, and in that case, we know that the plane and the passengers and crew are all gone, and we'll probably hear from them again in like 50 years, and they pop out of the Bermuda Triangle or something. So anyway, that's our take on the the missing flight. There was a lot of discussion in the beginning about if the plane had crashed in the water, that it would most likely have been found by now. Remnants of it would have been found. Parts of the plane definitely are designed to float in the event of a crash in the water, and there would have been signs of wreckage either in the water or washed up on the shores of much of the surrounding land masses around that area. I think that by now they're coming to the conclusion that it is pretty obvious that this plane was hijacked in some way, or that the crew may have been part of the disappearance of the plane in some way, which again would be just another form of hijacking. But as in most mysteries, the ultimate question one has to ask is why. And if you find out the answer to that, you can usually find out the answer to the rest of your questions. So if you're listening, government people, find out why. Who or why. And then you'll probably be able to determine the rest of the information you need to locate the plane. Hopefully with people intact. In light of the missing people from the plane, and in honor of them, I'm going to play one of my favorite songs of all time. It's by a band we all know called Kings of Leon, and the name of this song is Closer.